Today, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen testified before the House Financial Services Committee on the state of the U.S. economy. Now, during questioning with lawmakers, Yellen called commercial real estate a concern, but one that regulators were addressing.
The banking supervisors have also been focused on commercial real estate and are working closely with the banks they supervise to discuss ways to manage and work with borrowers who have problems. I'm concerned. I believe it's manageable, although there may be some institutions that are quite stressed by this problem.
And Yellen's testimony comes amid a steep sell-off of New York Community Bank shares roughly 1 year after a series of regional bank failures, of course, and NYCB continues to sell off today. She was asked specifically, by the way, about NYCB and sort of demurred, didn't talk about it by name, Josh, but she did say we're monitoring the current banking stress carefully, but again, didn't mention that bank by name.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting when she talked about the commercial property sector, because basically her point was, yes, losses, it's a concern. There's going to be stress. She's talked about, interest rates, vacancy rates, loans coming due, but also kind of emphasized that line, regulators are on it, right? Focused on the issue. Basically, in many ways, echoing what Jay Powell told us on 60 Minutes. And in fact, used the same word, manageable. That's
right, and the market believes it's manageable. If you look at how bank shares are trading, the sell-off does seem to be largely limited to NYCB specifically. It's not sort of a broad bank sell-off, if you will. So that implies the same thing. By the way, we are going to hear from her later this week as well. On Thursday, she'll talk to the Senate Banking Committee.
She was also asked, by the way, about another subject we've talked a lot about, which is proposals to raise bank capital requirements. Didn't want to go there, but simply said, listen, I'm going to let bank regulators decide what's right on that issue.
Yeah, the banks themselves have been rather outspoken
Vocal, yes.
that they do not want that to happen.